What's up, easy fam? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Welcome back to another video on ASCP vlogs. If this is your first time tuning in, you are highly welcome to my channel. Please do well to like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so that you're notified when next I make another post. Also, don't forget to check out my playlist titled ASCP Preparatory Guide that will lead you on everything you need to know about the ASCP exam, from account creation down to paying and booking for your exam. Guys, you want to check out that playlist. It contains a lot of information, especially for starters. It's information down to the grassroots level, so check that out if you have interest in writing the ASCP exam. So you've written your ASCP exam, you've written your IELTS, and even your CGFNS visa has been bagged. You're doing an amazing job already. So now the question is, how do I actually get to work in the US? Well, this video is exactly for you. There are different visas. We have the H-1B visa, we have the EB-3 visa, we have the J-1, and then we have the O-1. I know you guys are wondering, where did all these visas come from? Well, don't worry. I'm going to be breaking down everything to you in this video, so just stay tuned and watch this video till the end. Do not skip any part so that you will not miss out on important information. So let's start with the EB-3 visa. Let's think about this as a green card route. So if your aim is to live and work permanently in the US, well, this is the route for you. And this starts by your employer having to employ you and prove that after searching the whole of America, there is no other better man for the job than you. And it has a lot of processes, but don't worry, I'll be breaking it down in this video. So that's what we call the PEM labor certification. I know this is sounding complicated, but it's not, believe me. It's just like a paper that your employer has to sign to prove to the US that, you know, they have searched everywhere and they require your skills. It's more like a paper that they sign in order to get permission to hire you. That is all it is. After this, your employer will file something called the 12140. I'll be putting it here, and then wait for your turn in the queue, which is called the priority date. So you may ask, what is 12140 petition? This is what it is. So the 12140 petition is an immigration petition for alien workers filed with US Citizenship and Immigration Services, also known as the UCIS, to classify a foreign worker as eligible for an immigrant visa based on employment. Most of these cases, when they are filing this 12140 petition, it is your employer that files it. However, in some cases, that's not really many. The employee is the one who files the 12140. But in majority of the cases, it is the employer that files this petition to, you know, the UCIS. I would also want to explain what I mean by a priority date, because I know a lot of you are wondering, what is a priority date? So a priority date is actually a date a visa petition was filed. You can think of like your priority date as your place in a line. Like if there is a line now, where you stand in the line. So depending on if your priority date changes to current, that means like you are closer. However, there are different requirements that you need to, you know, meet before you can qualify for this EB-3 visa. So you need to have a bachelor's degree in medical laboratory science or any one of its equivalents. You will need to have a willing employer, and then you would also need to have ASCP certification. The timing, it can take a while. It can take from months to years. It takes a long period, but just that you need to get all these things ready so that, you know, when that time comes, you are not left, you know, juggling from one place to another. But at the end of the day, the benefit is that you get permanent residency in America through the EB-3 visa. So the whole process of this thing is to first of all start with your job offer, your PEM certification, 12140, then priority date, and then you have your green card. So next up, we have the H-1B visa. So if your employer wants you to work for him immediately, he might actually sponsor your H-1B visa. This visa is for 3 years, but it can be extended to 6 years. So the tricky part about this visa is that you might be picked. Your petition might be picked. It might not be picked. But if it is picked, then you get the chance to work as a medical laboratory scientist in the United States. And the thing about this is that you can, along the way, transition into your EB-3 visa in order to get your green card. So that's the good part about this one. It doesn't take as much time as the EB-3 will take, because EB-3 you are trying to get permanent residency, but in this case, this is more like a work visa, which can be extended, like I said. So this one also has its own requirements. First of all, you have to have your bachelor's degree in medical laboratory science or higher. You also need to have your employment letter from your US employer. And then finally, your ASCP certification will just be like an icing on the top. So all these are the requirements that you will need if you are processing a H-1B visa. I hope that is clear. So let's move on to your J-1 visa. So the J-1 visa is like a training or exchange program kind of visa. So this visa is for like people that go to the US or are taken to the US maybe for training in a hospital or in a laboratory. Let me say you apply for training by any means, or maybe you are sponsored from your laboratory. I think labs like I've heard, I don't know how true it is, SimLab and some of these big labs sponsor some of their workers, so it's under a J-1 visa. So when you go there, it lasts for like 3 years, I think 1 to 3 years. You have that opportunity to go for training in the United States. But the down part about this is that you would always need to go back. Like, it's not a ticket for you to become a resident, because you always need to go back to your home country. That's just the downside about it. But then the good side about it is that you've gained knowledge, you've gained wisdom, you've gained understanding, you have a better chance. And probably when you are looking for a job, when they look at your CV, they get to see that, okay, you've had trainings in their place, you've worked in this lab, that lab, this hospital, that hospital. Maybe it will increase your chances on, securing a job. Who knows? But it's another route, another type of visa that you can use to work in the United States. And finally, we have the O-1 visa. This is something called the extraordinary ability kind of visa. So it's a visa for people that probably have publications, awards, taking part in research and all of that. So these people fall under the category of the O-1 visa, people that have extraordinary skills. So first of all, you would need to show, if you get an employment letter or a company or your laboratory or your hospital wants to hire you, like I said, it's not, take note that this visa is not limited only to medical laboratory sciences. It's like showing expertise in any field at all. So before they offer you that visa, you would need to prove to your employer, that you really know what you are doing. You need to prove those researches, those awards, those publications that they saw that attracted them to you. You need to prove it. And these visas can last for like 3 years, but it can be extended. So with that, we've been able to cover the different types of visa, ranging from EB-3 visa, H-1B visa, J-1 visa, and then the O-1 visa. And so with that, I've been able to explain how you can be able to move from ASCP certification to being employed as a medical laboratory scientist or working in the US. So let me know down in the comment section which visas you are aiming for, or which one of them confuses you. Also, let me know which visas you didn't know about, but right now, because of this video, you are considering it heavily. If you have any other video suggestions for me, let me know down in the comment section. Please share my video to your friends and colleagues that have interest in preparing for this exam. Also, click on that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Love y'all.